After being in the live events industry for over 10 years, I should be pretty familiar with Zoom calls by now. So about a day before we all went into lockdown, we threw my wife a birthday party. And of course, we had a whole bunch of happy birthday balloons set up in the house as a backdrop. So over the next few months, we had about 10 different friends' birthday parties that we had to celebrate. So of course, we set up our Zoom camera in front of our birthday balloons backdrop. And of course, we told every one of our friends that we bought the balloons for them. After every single virtual birthday call that we had, each of the balloons started to deflate little by little. Funny enough, so did our virtual birthday party enthusiasm. By the end of the last birthday call, I don't remember which birthday belonged to who. What if every single one of our 21st birthdays were celebrated over Zoom? Not that exciting. And I think that's why the subject is so important to me. We make this powerful human connection that drives each one of these memorable experiences, but we do them with people. We do them with our friends. We do them with our family members. For example, I remember the time we celebrated my friend's birthday at an F1 race, not so much the Zoom birthday parties. And that's kind of the funny thing about live event experiences. Ask anyone to name 3 of their most memorable or favorite experiences, and they'll pretty much tell you that at least one of them happened at a live event, usually with friends or family. And I think there's a few reasons for that. The first, of course, is immersion, or distraction, as I like to call it. We need to embrace it. We need it to feel normal. We need to get away from our normal lives every now and then. Live events and experiences help us do that. Second, the human connection. These memories are created by the place and the people together, not just one or the other. We use sometimes these experiences to create some kind of a catalyst for change, and change maybe our day, maybe our week, and for some of us, even our lives. So will life really feel normal if we can't go back to events together? Probably not. And so let's talk a little bit about some of these fears that I think people are going to have when it's time to actually go back to live events. First, we have this fear of commitment. Should I even buy this ticket or registration? Will the event even happen? Will it happen next month, or will it happen in a year? Next, fear of diluted event experience. Is this experience even going to be cool? Is it going to be awesome? Is all these restrictions that have been placed on it going to impact my ability to even enjoy it? For example, do I really want to go to the country music event or my favorite football game and drink a beer with a mask on? Probably not. Doesn't sound like that much fun. And of course, long lines. We always hated lines to begin with, and we definitely don't like them now. So waiting in the cold or the hot weather really sounds miserable to everybody, and that's not going to change. The thought of someone sneezing on us now, on top of all those other conditions, makes us all cringe. And of course, we also have the fear of touching. Things like kiosks and printed tickets that have all been so present in live events are kind of a thing in the past. Touching credit cards and merchandise and things like that isn't really something that we want to deal with. And of course, the elephant in the room, which is the fear of crowds, these densely populated areas that we have. We have people want to avoid congested areas. They want to avoid festivals of pretty much all types. Conventions and trade shows, cons, sports games, sports venues, and of course, marathons and races even. And then there's the typical family park or the beach that may be overly congested this summer. So what's the solution? How do we actually empower the industry to help instill confidence again in each other? We've got to put people's commitment issues to rest. People aren't just going to start buying tickets again all of a sudden. We have to help convince them that it's going to be okay. So how do we do that? 1, we have to adjust some refund policies. Customers need to know that they aren't handcuffed. They want to make sure that we adjust these policies, and that's just going to be the first step. Next, we can offer things like event insurance, protect their purchases, let people select whether or not they want to protect them, just like in the travel industry. If they can't make it, let them get a full refund. Life is full of uncertainty, and we really need to be empathetic right now. And last, of course, branding, consistent branding. While we're registering or buying a ticket for something, we need less distraction, not more. Keeping things put through a white label experience or something that's branded for that particular live experience or event is going to help people from second guessing purchases that are getting distracted by certain ads or other events or things like that. Next, we need to reassure customers that the event experience will be awesome. Event organizers need to step up their game. We can't just keep things the same as they've always been. We need to have new ways to engage customers on site. Immersive, augmented, and virtual reality tech, for example, was one idea. Gamification tools at the events, and even online and mobile reward systems to give customers that are willing to actually go a little bit louder voice to invite their friends. So how do we put to bed customers' fears of waiting in these long lines we were talking about earlier? Customers have always wanted to avoid lines. It's just worse now. So what we've seen is an adoption of timed entry functionality plus virtual queuing. That way we can satisfy those social distancing guidelines and also completely eliminate wait time. It's pretty simple. That way customers can choose the date and time they want to go, which eliminates essentially 99% of all the wait time. And virtual queuing just sends us a text message when it's time for us to go in. So how do we reassure people that they don't have to actually touch everything? Kiosks, credit cards, pens, they're just dirty. We can pretty much do away with them completely. Most of these companies are migrating to contactless payment systems, accepting mobile wallet payments such as Apple Pay or Google Pay. And other countries have been doing this for a long, long time. So it's definitely time for us to hop on board. This also helps our carbon footprint and our efficiency at the same time. Companies like Square have boosted their contactless payment hardware as well, so it's easy for us to get. We can go to the local Best Buy or wherever we want and pick up these devices now. Kind of seems archaic to go back to pen and paper after all this. And next, of course, cashless payments, they're pretty much a must. We have to have cashless RFID solutions. These are nothing really new to the festival space, but for a lot of other industries, adopting them for all transactions is going to help visibility, it's going to help safety, and it's also going to help that check-in process be completely seamless and speeds up those entry times. So what are some of the best social distancing solutions that we can use to combat these densely populated areas we were talking about earlier? There's a bunch of different innovative solutions in the industry, starting with augmented and virtual reality event challenges. We're seeing a lot of marathons, runs, bike races offer these virtual athletic experiences that we can essentially all do together. I can challenge my friends can challenge their friends, and we're all competing through that competitive spirit we all have, but it's actually having some fun while we do it. Festivals are converting to drive-in festivals now with parking selection. So that way people can select the spot that they want to go, sit and enjoy the entire festival still with their friends, but socially distanced from everybody else. It's kind of funny how history repeats itself from the drive-in movie theater days, almost like the 80s, except for now we have 4K and 8K. Sports venues now use seat buffering technology, for example, as well. And this basically creates a layer of a number of seats around a group to make sure that they're social distanced automatically. We have all these live experiences that play such a vital role in our memories. We need them to survive. We need them to be happy. One thing this pandemic has taught us, if nothing else, is that we have to value each other's company together. We need to work together to encourage and innovate these new solutions. We need to make us feel like we can enjoy this world the way we used to. No one wants to throw another virtual Zoom birthday party if we don't have to.